How is everybody doing this afternoon? I hope you got a chance to visit our live readings and activations when I co-hosted with Susan this morning. We'll be doing another one tomorrow night, probably around the 9 o'clock, 8:30 p.m. New York time frame. So hope to see you there. And right now we're going to do our love in separation reading. We're going to see what's going on in the Twin Flame Collective, the Love Collective, the Soulmate Collective in separation. So Spirit, give me what that energy is for those in separation today. Doing it in the afternoons because it seems like in the morning I just don't get enough views and it gets blocked by TikTok and it doesn't get pushed out. So let there be closeness between you, but always give each other enough space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives, right? So make sure you're not crowding out your love connection by being too needy, by being too codependent. And that's one of the things that Spirit has been guiding everybody towards, is that if you're too needy, you're too constricting, then your person probably not going to be enjoying that, and they'll probably run away. And that's, it's a trauma response, right? That's abandonment and rejection. So we want to make sure we are not in that energy. Let's see what other energies want to present in those love interests that are in separation right now. See what else we have. Okay, so we got a bunch of cards just flew out of the deck, and let's see what they want to tell us today. So the first one that we have is you will begin to feel your heart beat faster when you're close, right? And so, use that as a gauge. Your body is always a gauge to what's going on in your life. If you're anxious, that's probably not a good thing. If you are calm and happy, it's probably a better place. Enlightenment. With enlightenment, there is no separation. We recognize we're one with the divine. And Spirit's reminding you with that you don't really need to, force the closeness. It will happen as you're enlightened. Okay, let's just adjust these cards a little bit. And for those of you who are just coming in, this is a reading for the collective in separation today. Please like, follow, share, and subscribe. It is a generic reading for the collective, so if it doesn't resonate with you, it just might not be your story. The more you interact with the channel, the more likes, shares, follows that you do, the closer it gets to being close to your energies, and I'll pick up on it, right? Spirit saying trust. You need to have trust in a relationship in order for it to flourish, and that's why you can't really be in that place where you're constricting the person, because you have to trust that that person is with you for all the right reasons. And if you don't have that trust, then you're not really being open yet. Be ready to receive what fate has planned for you. And Spirit's saying that you have to be open to receive, right? A closed door doesn't allow anybody to come in, especially if it's locked and has no windows and no door handle. That's a wall. That's not a door. Surprises. You may be about to be surprised. So let's see what that surprise is as we go through this reading. And for those of you who are not familiar with my readings are not going to tell you, what's going on with your person. They're out there playing, being player, or out there drinking, or addictions, or whatever it is. I'm not going to get into those stories because that's not what we care about when we're in separation. What we care about is what's our potential, what's going on within ourselves, and then how do we, heal or get out of the loops that we're in within ourselves, because it's all about ourselves. We need to empower ourselves, not worry about what our person is doing, because when you're worrying about what your person is doing, what you're doing is you're creating an attachment to an outcome. You're getting into toxicity, and you don't need to be in that place. You need to be in the place of healing. So if you're here for a story about what your person's doing and don't care. You shouldn't care. You should not care one bit about what your person is doing. What you should care about is what's available to you and what your path's choices can bring in, right? So one of the things available to you is your twin, right? That yin-yang card. That's surprise, yin-yang. So the yin-yang is your twin, your divine counterpart. however you want to label, it's just a label. There's multiples available for you. It all depends on whether you're stuck on saying there's only one or whether you're open to saying there's only one, but I wouldn't mind if one or two others. I know there's one, but let me see what else the universe wants to bring, and that gives you more opportunity because you're not closed. Remarkable. Notice everything remarkable about your relationships, right? And Spirit's, again, telling you to, get into that place of healing, of happiness, of positivity, because that's what's going to bring in the best stories. So let's see what's going on, what things in the energies are affecting this connection and separation. So, Spirit, what is going on with this connection and separation? Show me what those potential energies are going on. Let's see what we've got going on here, Spirit. And again, for those of you new to the read, we're just going over, it's a collective read. We're going to see what's going on with the collective and separation and what the energies around are, right? So there's a lot of secrets going on. You haven't been told everything. There's an unexpected outcome. Things didn't go the way you planned, right? So something happened. You guys may have gotten in an argument or a fight, and it didn't go the way you planned because you set expectations up, and expectations always lead to disappointments. And why? Because there was probably secrets. You were probably hiding things. You probably weren't being your true self. Neglected. You failed to give you what you needed, right? And so this relationship got very neglected. And why did it get neglected? Because there's too many things going on here. Understanding. I see your side of the story. And so when we get this card here, the understanding card, that's a great card to get. And why is it a great card to get? Because that means that person is starting to go away from blame and fear and into saying, okay, I get it. I understand why you feel that way, why you see things this way. And that's the start of communication. And communication is what makes a relationship work. Okay, so dishonesty. And again, these are things, all this side of the read is always going to be around the challenges, as I call it, the hamster wheel of karma. This is what happens when you go into fear, you go into illusion, you go into anger and dishonesty, right? By lying, I ripped this apart. And either one of you could have been lying or both of you could have been lying. And that's always going to cause problems because the communication isn't clear. Self-love. I'm still trying to heal. And that's, for a lot of you as well, Spirit is saying you need to go in and you need to start to heal. And this middle part is our transition. How do I get from the part that's kind of challenging to the part that's really positive, like that surprise, that open for love, that twin flame? And so now let's go look and see what other energies want to present themselves within this connection. So let's see what Spirit wants to tell us. So Spirit, what else do you want to tell us about the situation here and some of the potentials that we could be seeing from this situation? So Spirit threw out a bunch of cards really quick. So let's see what Spirit wants to say. Actions speak louder than words. If you want to know what somebody's feeling, watch what they're doing. And I say this all the time, right? Words and actions have to be in alignment. And look at our politicians. We're in election season. They're all lying. Every side of it is lying about what they did, what they're doing, what they're going to do. Well, if you were going to do it, then why didn't you do it, right? And so they're going to lie every time and tell you you're going to save the world. They're not going to do anything but save themselves. And you know that, but you vote for these people anyway. Why? And because you're having a cognitive dissonance. You can't believe that they would be so selfish as to want things for themselves and not do what the people that voting for them want, right? Past lives. You've known this person before. It's a soulmate from a past life, right? So that surprise might be a soulmate coming in. That person that you may be focusing on may not be the one here, and that's why you've got to be receptive to receive what Spirit has planned for you. Reaching your goal. Everything you want from this connection will manifest in the near future. So yeah, you're right there. It's possible. It's coming, provided that you can get past this and go into the self-love and the healing. Nothing has gone wrong. Trust the process. This connection is divinely timed, right? And so Spirit again is reminding you as you go in and heal, things have to align, and part of that thing that's aligning means that you have to go in and do the work. And if you do decide to go in and do the work, well, guess what? The divine timing is there, and this is right around the corner. Free yourself. You don't need to be in control of everything for a love relationship to be successful. Huge, right? Again, this is why divine timing, you have to not try to control the process, not try to control the person, not try to control anything other than your own healing. And as you do that, Spirit will make sure everything aligns in the way it's meant to be. So let's, so we kind of look at what's potential. We have a really nice potential coming into the energies right now. So let's see what it is that is blocking you from getting to this potential. Right? And so while I'm shuffling this huge deck here, please like, follow, share, and subscribe. If you are looking for your own personal read, I do some readings and also some light language healings. The price list, it's on sale right now, $10 for messages from your person, $20 for a mini read, $10 for what's blocking love, and $40 for a full read. And a full read is very similar to this, and where we'll explore the entire breadth of what's available to you, what's blocking you, and also how do you move forward, how do you get to the place you want to be. And that's an interactive read. Usually do that over Zoom. Light language is $50. That's a healing where I channel your highest self and your spirit team, and I bring down the codes that are necessary to move you forward in whatever's holding you back right now. And that's very powerful and can be used over and over again. So with that, let's see what the blocks are. So Spirit's given us, and I asked Spirit only to give us the highest, the biggest blocks for the collective that I'm channeling right here. So the first one is procrastinate. Don't make someone wait around too long. They may give up on you, right? So a lot of you may have a potential love interest, right? Could be a friend, could be a soulmate, could be somebody that you don't expect, but you're kind of holding off because you're like, well, they're not my type. They're not this, they're not that. And by the time it takes you to make up that mind that, oh, maybe they really are the right person for you, they might have moved on because you've not given them any attention. Big one here, this always comes up, changing them, right? Trying to change someone never works. Accept them as they are or move on. And why do we say that, right? Because if you're trying to change them, they're not who you want them to be, and so they're not who they are. If they want to change themselves, that's a different story. But the change has to come from within themselves, not because you nag them to change. Because if you nag them to change, you're only changing to because it's a trauma response to not being themselves. If they decide in themselves that, yeah, hey, maybe I am a little toxic and I need to change this trait, well, that's fantastic and that's great. That's called healing. And this is the same for you. You shouldn't change for anybody. You should be yourself unless there is a trait, and we do all have some toxic traits that need some healing, but you have to heal for yourself, not because you're afraid that this person's going to walk away, because anytime it's based out of fear, then you've already lost the game. Stop. That's what Spirit's telling you. And last is two, and we saw this right here, right? We peel back the onion of all these cards, right? And if we read, right, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, right? And so if we, peel the original energy, this is what it's saying. Don't be too attached. Give your person some space, right? More confirmation, because you need to give them breathing room to be who they are, not who you want them to be. Because if you are doing that, then what's happening is you are dependent on them for your life, and you're forcing them to be responsible for you, which is not the case, right? So these are your blocks, the biggest blocks for the people that are watching this right now. And, with that, what we're going to do is we're going to look at, okay, I've given you your blocks. Spirit's told you, things that you need to work on in yourselves. And, it's a choice. You can choose to just say, nah, that's not me. Or you can say, hey, maybe it is me. And, see what in it does resonate, because what triggers us the most is we're afraid to look at ourselves. So our subconscious will create it, because you create your own reality. And so your subconscious is going to create every trauma you've ever had in the billions of lifetimes that you've had. Until you decide to go in and face it and heal it, it's going to bring it front and center, whether you like it or not. So higher self from the future is going to give you some advice and some guidance. What is it that we can do, in this now moment, to help us move forward, to help us get to that goal, to help us get to that twin flame, that soulmate, that love of a lifetime? How do we get there? Give me some advice, because your higher self has already figured it out and has already manifested it. It's just another version of you. When you start, the path appears, so take a step in any direction. So, I say this a lot in my readings. Healing is a choice. You can choose to heal or you can choose not to heal. Spirit don't care. Your higher self is giving you that impetus to say, you just need to put one foot in front of the other and make that choice to heal. And once you make that choice to heal, the whole universe is there to support you. And when you rise to the challenge, it meets you. So your higher self says, if you want to get to this place, it's time for you to figure out, go within, start healing, start identifying your triggers and your traumas, and start to heal them. Right? So it's a choice. It's up to you. You can choose to live in trauma. You can choose to stay in the hamster wheel of karma, or you can choose not to. But each way, it's a choice. And so with that, let's get to our timing. Spirit, can you give me some timing from when can we see, if we decide to put one foot in front of the other and we rise to the occasion, when can we start to see some of those results at soulmate? And let's see what Spirit says. Spirit's saying this week, as soon as this week, if you choose to make that path of healing, you're going to start to see some sort of motion into this place. It doesn't mean you're going to be in union in a week. It just means that you're going to start to see the energies change. And so with that, that is my reading for today. The full reading, Love and Separation. If you are looking for your own reading, please reach out. All contact information is in my profile. For those watching the replay from YouTube or Instagram, all my information is in the description. And with that, I thank you. I hope to see you guys on my Live with Susan on Monday on TikTok, SilverFox9501, usually around 9 p.m. Eastern Time, which is New York time if you don't know what the Eastern Time is. Have a great day. Cheers.